software as a service, operating system, and database, auditing the full stack of an eGaming platform. Because an eGaming platform is not one system, it is a stack, and auditing one layer leaves the rest unchecked. Ask where an eGaming platform is, and you get 3 answers, all correct. It is the application, the gaming engine, the wallet, the reporting. It is the operating system and infrastructure that application runs on. And it is the database, where every balance, wager and revenue figure is finally recorded. 3 layers, stacked, each depending on the ones below. Let me name them. First, the application, or software as a service, layer, the gaming logic, the wallet, promotions and financial reporting, the software players and operators interact with. Second, the operating system and infrastructure it runs on, the servers, containers and cloud compute beneath the application. And third, the database, the financial system of record, the tables holding player balances, the transaction ledger and the revenue figures. Here is the warning. Audit one layer and you can miss the money entirely. A perfectly controlled application on an unpatched, wide-open server is not secure. A hardened server whose database anyone can edit directly is not secure either. Miss any one layer and you have an unaudited path to the money. Layer 1 is the application, and the SaaS question. The controls are application controls, the completeness, accuracy, validity and authorization of transactions over wagers, wallets and revenue, plus access and change control. And where a component is consumed as software as a service from a vendor, the operator no longer controls its internals and must rely on the vendor's SOC report, read for its scope, period and exceptions, and act on the complementary controls it assumes. Layer 2 is the operating system and infrastructure, the layer auditors most often underscope and attackers most often use. Hardening and patching, privileged and root access, logging beneath the application. And the cloud reshapes this layer most of all. On infrastructure as a service the operator still owns the operating system, on managed services the provider takes it over, and the responsibility line moves with the model. Layer 3 is the database, where the whole stack's integrity is finally decided. Direct data changes are the cardinal risk. A change straight to a wallet or revenue table bypasses every application control above it. Database and control plane access must be least privilege and monitored, and backups must be recoverable and protected from deletion. Across all 3, the same common thread, the same IT general controls, access, change and operations, recur at every layer, and the same question recurs at each: who owns this control, us or the provider? A control that each side assumes the other owns is a gap by default, which is exactly why the auditor must trace the cloud responsibility line deliberately. So how do you scope it? Follow the data down. Map a wager from the interface, through the application, onto the operating system, into the database, and back out as a payout and a revenue figure. Every layer it passes through is in scope. Draw the cloud line, infrastructure, platform or software as a service, for each component, and follow the SOC reports through for gaps. So carry this away. Audit only the application and you have checked the shop window. The money lives 3 layers down, in a database, on an operating system, in someone else's cloud. Scope the full stack, and the assurance is real.